Hello and welcome to another edition of This Week in Agriculture, a presentation of the Communications Unit, Ministry of Agriculture. I'm your producer and host, Christopher Holder. It's been a hectic week. We celebrated our 60th anniversary of independence, and what a week it has been. Lots and lots of activities celebrating the occasion. Of course, Hits and Jams had their Independence Carnival, and from all feedback, folks had a blast. All the visitors are talking about the events, how they were coordinated, and all that, and of course, making plans to come back next year to join with all of us in celebrating our independence anniversary. Lots of speeches made about the course we have come, the course we are on going forward in terms of development, in terms of ensuring people empowerment, ensuring that across the board our nation is together, benefiting from all of the resources that are here being mined by all concerned, our investors, our people across the board, enjoying the fruits of all of that is Guyana. On this week's edition, of course, we begin with highlights of Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa's address to those that were there at the launch of the flag-raising ceremony in New Amsterdam, that was held at State House in New Amsterdam. We will start off this week's program with bringing you highlights of that, but lots of other engagements over the past week. We will be back after these messages.
The GRDB's Rice Research Station at Burma is reminding farmers that the GRDB's new high-yielding varieties' yield potential is 7 to 8 tons per hectare or 45 to 55 bags per acre. However, because the variety is a heavy feeder and its panicles produce up to 250 grains or more, there is constant need for adequate nutrition at every stage of the growing cycle. It is important to note that together with adequate nutrition for the plants, there is vital need to reduce competition for those vital nutrients through the eradication of competing weeds, especially red rice. The recommended approach to weed management is an integrated one that begins at land preparation. Once proper weed management is realized, farmers should fertilize as follows. The application of TSP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre at dry land preparation or by broadcasting at 14 to 21 days after sowing. Urea at a rate of 1.5 to 2 bags per acre, split into 2 applications at 18 to 21 and at 40 to 45 days. A third dose at 60 days after sowing is optional. MOP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre in 2 equal splits at land preparation or broadcasted at 14 to 21 days and then at 40 to 42 days. Boron. Apply half pint per acre in 2 equal splits. That's a quarter pint at 21 to 25 days and a quarter pint per acre at 45 to 50 days after sowing. In cases where a soil test report is available, stick to the recommendations. NPK fertilizers can be applied at a rate of 220 pounds per acre at dry land preparation or 14 to 21 days after sowing as replacement for TSP and MOP. A message from the GRDB Ministry of Agriculture.
Youth participation in agriculture is crucial for Guyana's future. An aging farmer population means young people are key to sustaining and enhancing agricultural productivity. Guyana aims to reduce CARICOM's food import bill by 25% by 2025. This ambitious goal requires the energy and innovation of young farmers to boost local food production. Young people bring new ideas and technologies, modernizing practices and improving the sector's image. Their involvement creates numerous employment opportunities and contributes to economic growth and stability. Be a part of Guyana's agricultural revolution. Your energy and innovation can drive us towards a sustainable and prosperous future. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
calling all farmers. Your registration with the Ministry of Agriculture promotes inclusivity and equity in our agricultural sector. By registering, you ensure that marginalized groups have equal access to resources and support, empowering everyone to thrive in farming. Together, let's build a more inclusive and prosperous future for agriculture. Register today and join us in shaping the future of farming for all. Contact the Ministry of Agriculture Extension Officer in your area and become a registered farmer and be part of the agriculture revolution. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
We begin this week's presentation with highlights of Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa's feature address of the Independence Flag Raising Ceremony hosted by the Regional Democratic Council of Region 6 at State House in New Amsterdam Sunday last. In addressing the hundreds in attendance, Minister Mustafa said the occasion was not only one for celebration, but also an opportunity for Guyanese to reflect on the nation's journey and the collective progress made over the years. He noted that this year's celebration, held under the theme Homecoming, carried even greater significance as it represented unity, pride, and a shared vision for Guyana's future generations.
4 years later, in 1970, we became a republic, and severing the final constitutional ties of colonialism and declaring to the world that our destiny would forever remain in our own hands. Since then, our journey has not been easy. We have faced political turbulences, economic hardship, social challenges, and moments of deep national difficulty. Yet, through every challenge the Guyanese people endured, we persevered and we rose to it. And that is why tonight's celebration is so significant. Because 60 years later, Guyana is not standing still. Guyana is rising. Today, our nation is recognized across the world as one of the fastest transforming economies of this generation. But the true measure of Guyana's progress is not found only in the economic statistics or international headlines. It is found in the lives of ordinary Guyanese, the ordinary Guyanese people. It is found in the child who now has greater access to education. It is found in the students who have access to scholarship with the GOLD program that the government has implemented. It is found in the young graduates receiving opportunities once they thought of was impossible. It is found in the pensioner receiving greater support and dignity. It is found in the farmers, the laborers, the teachers, the nurses, the fishermen, the miners, the entrepreneurs, and the public servants who now see hope where there was once despair and uncertainty. Under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the President of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, and the PPP civic government, Guyana is undergoing a transformation unlike any time witnessed in our modern history.
Minister Mustafa noted that across the country, the evidence of modernization and rapid growth is clear to see, not only in terms of infrastructure, but also in the improved standard of living being enjoyed by all Guyanese.
Across our country, roads are being built, bridges are raising, hospitals and schools are expanding, housing schemes are opening, new opportunities and massive investment are creating jobs and improving lives. But even as Guyana advances rapidly, we remain guided by a simple principle. Development must benefit every citizen, every community, and every region. No one must be left behind. Brothers and sisters, tonight, here in Region 6, we celebrate a region that has always stood proudly at the center of Guyana's economic and agricultural strength. Berbice is not only rich in land and resources, it is rich in history, resilience, sacrifice, and contribution. The story of Guyana cannot be told without Region 6 and Berbice. From the sugarcane field of Albion, Rosal, and Skeldon, to the rice field of Blackbush Folder, the fishing communities along the Corentyne coast, the livestock farmers, agro-processors, and entrepreneurs across this region, Region 6 has long been one of the engines that power our nation forward. And because of its importance, your government, the PPP civic government, has made major investment to restore, modernize, and expand opportunities throughout this region. We restore hope to the sugar industry after devastating closure, left thousands of workers and their families in despair. The reopening of the Rosal estate was not simply about reopening a factory. It was about restoring livelihoods, dignity, and confidence to an entire community. We continue to invest billions into Gaisuco to modernize production, rehabilitate lands, improve efficiencies, and secure the future of thousands of workers and their families. Our rice industry continues to expand through improved technology, research, infrastructure, and support systems for the farmers. Our fisheries and aquaculture sector are creating new opportunities and positioning Guyana as an emerging leader in food production across the region. Today, I stand tall. Today, Guyana stands tall with the leadership our president is exhibiting in CARICOM. Today, not only Guyana is leading the food security campaign in CARICOM, but the entire CARICOM is looking forward to the leadership of Guyana in driving food security and making the Caribbean sustainable. Investment in drainage and irrigation, inclusive of the new Hope Light canals, expanded pump capacities, are strengthening climate resilience and protecting agricultural land in Region 6.
Minister Mustafa assured Berbecians that agriculture remains central to government's vision of food security, rural development, economic diversification as a means to sustainable progress.
As we celebrate 60 years of nationhood, we must also reflect on what truly defines us as a Guyanese people. It is not race. We have saw the diversity with our students here just now. It is not religion. It is not geography or political affiliation. We heard the words from His Worship the Mayor. What defines us is our shared love for this country, our collective determination to build a better life, a better future for generations yet unborn. Whether we come from the coastland villages, the riverine communities, the hinterland, or the bustling towns and cities, we all stand beneath the golden arrowhead, one flag with one motto, one people, one nation, one destiny. And this evening, as we honor our Diamond Jubilee under the theme Homecoming, we are reminded that Guyana has become a land of renewed hope and opportunity, a country that now inspires pride among those at home and calls back those around, those who are abroad, who once believed that they had no future here. Today, the world, the entire world, is watching Guyana. But more importantly, Guyanese are beginning to believe in Guyana again. We are building a country where young people can dream boldly, a country where families can prosper, a country where opportunities is no longer reserved for a few, but extended to all. And while the island gas has opened up new doors for us, we must never forget that the true wealth of Guyana has always been its people. Our diversity is our strength, our unity is our power, and our patriotism must always rise above division.
Sunday's flag-raising ceremony featured a march by the joint services, performances by local artists, including the popular Conganayan group from New Amsterdam, Member of Parliament Zamal Hussein, Regional Chairman Junior Basant, Regional Vice Chairman Wahid Saeed Khan, and the Regional Executive Officer Ronald Harsawak were among those present at the event. On Monday, Minister Mustafa joined President Dr. Irfan Ali and other cabinet colleagues for a grand sunrise glorification service held on the lawns of State House. Later in the day, Minister Mustafa was among the thousands of Guyanese from all walks of life that journeyed to Fort Island for the grand independence flag-raising ceremony at the historic site, a site now earmarked for significant upgrades into a tourist hotspot. On Wednesday, Minister Mustafa joined Berbetians at the Albion Sports Complex for the Independence Drone Show, an event witnessed by thousands of Berbetians who braved the inclement weather for a chance to witness the spectacle, thousands of tiny drones forming pictures in the sky. On Thursday, Minister Mustafa met with a team of officials from Saudi Exab, led by its Chief Investment Officer, Mr. Naid Alisa, to discuss potential investment opportunities in Guyana's agriculture sector. The discussions focused on opportunities for investment in beef production and in sugar production at the Skeldon Estate. During the engagement, Minister Mustafa highlighted the government of Guyana's strategic investments to transform and expand the livestock industry. He spoke about the establishment of a modern abattoir and the government's plan to import 1,000 pregnant heifers as part of efforts to increase local cattle production and improve the national herd. The minister noted that Guyana is positioning itself to become a major producer of livestock and livestock products, creating significant opportunities for local and international investors. It was also emphasized that halal protocols are observed at every stage of the production process, from rearing and management to processing, making Guyana an attractive destination for investors seeking to serve halal markets. He noted that the country's vast agricultural lands, abundant water resources, and supportive investment climate further strengthens its position as an ideal location for investment in livestock production and processing. Discussions also focused on opportunities in the sugar industry, particularly at the Skeldon Estate, where the government continues to explore partnerships and investments to enhance production and maximize the estate's potential. Saudi Exab is an international investment entity focused on advancing strategic investments and fostering long-term partnerships in emerging and developing markets. On Friday, the Agriculture Minister was at the University of Guyana's Tain campus, part of an outreach by Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo to Region 6, an open day attended by thousands of Berbetians. The outreach featured ministers of government and technical officers from almost all ministries and agencies of government on hand to address concerns raised by Berbetians. Minister Mustafa and his team from the Ministry of Agriculture was able to interact and attend to hundreds of residents, most of them farmers. Speaking at the end of the day of engagements, Minister Mustafa expressed satisfaction that he and his team were able to resolve most of the issues raised by those in attendance.
Like here again today, a number of persons came for different issues, and I think that this is directly what people are coming to raise concern, because over the years, over the months, many issues like this normally raised at the local offices, and sometimes people are not getting the kind of redress that they want. But coming to these outreaches, they are interacting directly with the Vice President and the ministers, and they're getting most of them are getting on the spot decision, on the spot results. I think this augurs well. I hope that this trend can continue, not only at these outreaches, but this is setting the trend that the offices within the area must follow, and what we are now implementing. The President has been saying this over and over, that bureaucracy and these things that people are faced with have to cut out, and that is why directly the Vice President is setting the trend with other ministers of government, and here you could see for yourself. For example, under agriculture, a number of issues people raised came, land issue, livestock issue, crop issue, and it was dealt with directly, and they have had results immediately. So I think that these are things that our government, the civic government, is implementing so that people can have fast results and have fast action. Well, you know, agriculture is one of the mainstays in Region 6, and Region 6 is poised for great development in terms of increased production in crops. What we are doing now, we are doing massive infrastructure. The Hope Lake Canal, we are building two Hope Lake Canal at numbers 51 and Manchester. We are doing a number of internal canals, sluices, and more pumps will be made available. As a matter of fact, at the completion of these Hope Lake Canal, we'll have another 35,000 acres of new land become available for farmers to cultivate. So what we are doing here, we are expanding land cultivation. We are having more people coming on board, and we are having more land and more production. Production will increase tremendously. For example, rice production now in this area here, we have just about 75,000 acres of land available. In another less than a year from now, we'll have close to over 100,000 acres of land being available. We'll have more lands now under mechanization in Gaisuko. For example, we have started in Skeleton Estate there, 5,000 hectares of land that have been mechanized. We have Gaisuko now are replanting canes once again, and there we have the juice plant that DDL is setting up at the El Dorado areas there, that farmers now will diversify into crops like passion fruit, cherry, and what we are also encouraging that rice farmers, I ask them to set aside an acre or two so that we can do this integrated farming and do these model farms that we're talking about, the high value crops. So they will not only depend on one area of income, but we are now diversifying and having more different options being made available. And that is what we are doing around the country. But Region 6 is poised for greater development and great development in terms of growth.
On Saturday, Minister Mustafa joined his colleague ministers in visiting flooded communities, giving assurances that all pumps and sluices were in operation along the coast and within communities, ensuring that floodwaters would recede in the shortest possible time. The Agriculture Minister also debunked lies peddled by opposition elements that told residents pumps were inoperable.
So we are here at Pleasance. I just saw a live. Someone did a live and they said that this pump is not working. I'm here, the pump is operable, and they show that most of the system that we have in place are working. As I said, on the east coast of Demerara, we have 53 pumps, 51 are working. We are putting more pumps in place. As a matter of fact, in Success, we are putting 2 additional pumps, and at Montrose,
we are putting an additional pump there. So this will take us to 56 pumps on the east coast of Demerara. As I said, we have had heavy rainfall. We have had a lot of rain over the last 24 hours. According to the Hydromet office, over 4.5 inches of rainfall would have fallen in the 24-hour period. And you know the rainfall was very high. And because of that, we have a number of areas that was underwater. Places like Bryce-Loss, Better Hope, Success, and a number of other areas. We have the cabinet are in different parts of the country and different parts of the region. We know we are seeing that the water is receding rapidly, and that because of the investment we have made over time with the pumps, excavators, and these sluices, we are now seeing the water is receding very fast, and I'm hoping that within the next few hours, most of these areas can be drained. As I said, in Georgetown, we have 16 pumps, and all 16 pumps are operable. On the east bank of Demerara, we have another 6 pumps there which are operable. And members of cabinet are there to monitor the situation. And in Region 5, we have 17 pumps that are operable. In Region 3, we have a team there that has been led by His Excellency the President. They are monitoring the area, and we have 21 pumps that are operated or operable in those areas. So in all, in the country, you have a number of pumps. In Region 6, we have close 75 pumps that are operable. In Region 2, we are also monitoring the situation, although we haven't had any flooding report coming out of Region 2 and Region 6. In Region 5, to some extent, we have high water level, especially in the creek area in Mahika, Myconia, Barry Creek. We have people there are monitoring, our engineer and cabinet members are monitoring the situation there also. But I want to say to members of the public that we just heard that this pump is not running and is not operable. This here is at Pleasance. I am behind Pleasance here, and you could see for yourself that the pump is running, the pump is operable, and this pump will be running for the next 24 hours continuously. As I'm speaking now, that most of the area that have sluices, the gates are open, and they will be running close till about between 4 to 6 in the evening, and then again the pumps will come into operation. Montrose, we have 3 pumps that are in operations there, and we put an additional pump there, a 120 cubic pump in Montrose. So all in all, we are moving to ensure that we put system in place, and the investment that we have made over time, we are seeing the fast relief, and the water is receding very quickly in this community.
Well, that's all the time we have on this week's edition of This Week in Agriculture, a presentation of the Communications Unit, Ministry of Agriculture. I'm your producer and host, Christopher Holder. Urging you to have a great week this week. Put your best foot forward. There are farmers, of course, facing challenges with the weather. Hydromet Service predicting some more days of rain, but our pumps are in working order, as you heard in this edition of This Week in Agriculture. And our engineers are on top of the game, ensuring that even though we're having extra rainfall, high intensity rainfall, 6 hours, 6 inches of rainfall in a matter of hours and all that, that the water drains off quickly. That is basically the focus of what has been happening over the last few years, ensuring that our ability to pump out water. I remember we're 6 feet below sea level, so letting water out through the gravity flow, through the sluices and so on, depends on low tide. But with the pumps, added pumping of water out of our towns, cities, our neighborhood communities and so on, is happening even at high tide, because those pumps are working 24 hours to ensure that our neighborhoods are drained quickly. Even though there will be accumulation of water, the water will run off quickly because our pumps are working overtime. Until next time then, be good to yourselves and to each other.